for the same. Well, the ladies are now fired up and ready, ladies and gentlemen, to go against each other in the Female Pro League season on Frozen Diva, brought to you by ESEL. This is going to be me, Scared Yet. Alongside me, we've got the handsome Warren here, my man, who's super excited to witness the matches that are going to be up in front of us. Angels versus Bows Gaming and Sphinxes versus Bringing Bads. How are you, Warren?
I'm fine, thank you for asking. I see that you are pretty energized, so I'm happy for you that the party or whatever you had went good. Happy for you
It did, yeah.
that you were able to put yourself together and stuff. But it was some time ago, right? So of course you had the time. But I love that you said that. Of course, the name Frozen Diva. But I feel like today we are going to see a lot of heat. I think it should be called Flaming Diva or something like that, because I
True.
don't think Frozen is really putting the right words, the right description to what we will be seeing on the Land of Dawn unfold, because those games, from what we saw, they are definitely not chill. They are definitely, the only thing that's cold in there is the cold stares into the eyes of the dead opponents lying in the Land of Dawn. That's the only cold thing about them.
And the blood running in their veins, man. Ice cold, sharp, focused. We've got the lineup of angels, ladies and gentlemen. Bishamon, Shuri, Clot, Makima, and Sudzune. It's going to be fun to watch how these people are now going to perform. And, of course, we've got their opponents as well. Some names that we've seen we've seen them quite a lot, and they have been going on a win streak here. Boars Gaming, Warren.
Boros Gaming, Tori, Luvia, Egelia, Acelia, and Xonia will be the ladies representing this,
Yeah.
honestly, gigantic esports organization. If we talk numbers of mlbb players that they have, because what org has 4 active rosters at one moment, at any given moment in the same game? Because yes, there are a lot of organizations that have a lot of rosters, a lot of games. That's pretty common. But 4 rosters for the same game, and that's not the only thing. All right, some orgs might have 4 rosters, but all of those rosters are playing super well. Honestly, if you would ask me to make a tier list, I wouldn't even know where to begin, because all of those teams, they are stacked. And that brings me back to Angels, because they will have it very hard. The quest in front of them will be to beat Boars Gaming. It's a BO3, so there is some room for error, but not really that much, because one game, you lose it, and then it's a do or die, so not really that much room. Especially,
True.
actually, against that, Juxin banned. That will enable you for some room. Lunox as well, so you will have some space to maneuver around. Are you expecting a Eve ban, Scared?
Kind of. I'm also expecting a Freya ban here. Now here's the thing. Angels are playing for the very first time here in Female Pro League, right? We've seen Boars Gaming a couple of times. The first one was when they went up against Helicopters, if I'm not wrong, and then we've also seen them play against Phantom. It's been a clear sweep for them, 2-0, 2-0 wins, so no problems there whatsoever. And now it's only Angels who are remaining to match up against all of them. So let's just say that it's going to be action-packed next few days for the roster here. So, and again, since it's the very first time we're actually seeing them play, Boars Gaming might not have any idea of what they are actually going up against, what they're dealing with, unless, of course, they've been scrimming together. So I'm excited to see what we're gonna have up on the table, though. And a Joy along with the Leslie was not something that I was expecting.
Leslie truly is something unexpected, but that's the thing that comes in hand with seeing some teams that you are seeing for the first times. That would be Angels for us right here, where you don't really know what are their niches, what could be something of meta they could bring onto the table. So maybe that's the read. Maybe that's the read. Leslie being banned. Maybe someone is pretty deadly with that sniper. Probably that being Clot. I don't think anyone else would be successful with Leslie. Leslie Jungle Scared? Did you see something like that after the reset, after the start of the season?
You could literally feel that aura emanating out of me once I gave you that reaction after you said Leslie Jungle. Like, no, please don't. Just never, never mention like something like that in front of me. All right, all the way. Jokes apart, yeah. No changes out there. No shenanigans in the patch notes whatsoever. It's mostly a busted damage for the mages, I must say. I mean, I'm a marksman main. I feel it in my lane itself. It's bonkers right now how much damage the mages are dealing. So it's kind of shifting towards that, but it's gonna take some time for people to actually realize the potential and then switch their entire playstyle, right? Because it's still the exact same thing which is running around. You've got a couple of marksmen which is really good in the gold lane, the carry, the Claude, and it works in the same way. Jushin still busted, Eve pretty solid. You've got the Lunoxes as well, sometimes being brought up. So it hasn't really shifted per se. But yeah, Freya being left open, that is a surprise.
And it could be a surprising first pick. Not for that surprising, because you already mentioned that. So everyone is like, ooh, Freya being open, truly. So they are aware of that fact. But let's see if Angels truly want to kind of lock in the hero that they were all destined to have. Because if you look at their logo, they need to play Freya. If Freya is open, I think that their coach should be screaming at them to just lock it in. All right, it's Farsa, but another feathered lady there is. Though the thing is, Freya will be stolen away into the hands of Asilia, and Luvia will have her Sora. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Luvia was an absolute monster on the battlefield last time we cast it together here on the Frozen Diva.
Now you've got to deal with that monster. So Farsa is a pretty solid pick though, but again, once Lubia hops into the shifting skies, it becomes difficult to stop her. Unless you've got something like the suppression, right? So that's gonna be something Angels might look forward to, but they're focusing down on Hilda early on. Early aggressive damage, fair, understandable. But how are you looking to stop the Sora and the Freya? Boars Gaming have revealed their cards quite early in this draft itself, so Angels have a way of answering that. It's an Ixia picked up early on. Comfort picks after comfort picks, whilst Boars Gaming are filling their basket with meta.
They are locking it in like Infinity Stones. Now they are missing just 2 more pieces. I'm thinking if there are some other high prio picks, Rock is gone, Hilda has been stolen away. So roamers will need to think about something else. Sonia truly
Kalia.
thinking about that. Two bands,
Kalia.
two bands. Yeah, Scare, go on.
I was just saying, Kalia becomes a straightforward answer in this case. You can simply pick her up and it can work out with your team really well. Or maybe if they want to go quadra fighters, you might want to pick a Khalid in the roaming position. That could be a pretty solid entry. High loss, man. High loss works really fine with this kind of lineup.
That's what I had on my mind, because I understand where you're coming from with Kalia. She can be a threat to Farsa, especially with a flicker if she has it available. Because she can jump from kind of a far away, deceptively far away, I would say. So she probably would be able to reach Farsa, but that's only if she has that flicker. Whereas with high loss, Glorious Pathway not really the highest cooldown. I mean, it's kind of high, but you will have it in every late game team fight. And with that, with that combined with Leomord on his Phantom Steed, combined with Freya in her Valkyrie state, that's 2 heroes, 2 beefy fighters flying in on the horseback of Hylos. That's just a sight to behold. And for Angels, they need to think about this idea, because even if there is not Hylos, there is still Freya running in, Leo running in. You need something to stop them with. And I know you have Ixia, and she has a little bit of a stun, but the stun is not the longest. And Hilda, she will not stop their charge. So you need some AoEs that will do so. Favos? Is that the answer?
Could potentially be. I'm also looking for maybe like the alright. Khalid, we were discussing the same thing. It's either a Khalid or the high loss in the roam position. It's going to be a Khalid. I don't quite like the carry ban from Angels. I'm pretty sure they think that th- it's kind of a mistake there, man, because Freya is going into the goal lane. They should have banned something else. But now with the Khalid being picked up for that roam, you need some anti-dive. The only thing I can think of could potentially be the Ruby, which is a disruptor. You've put the Hilda already into the roaming position. Maybe you want to switch the Hilda to the EXP and then pick something along the lines of a Kaja, just to try and get that suppression in. Oh,
Ooh.
they go for the Tigreal. All right.
I mean, Tigreal is gonna work decently well. I
Yeah, I
like
like
the
it.
idea that can stop the charge. But there are two things I am not really the biggest fan of, and that is Tamus. Because other than that's very specific late game scenario where he's gonna 1v1 Freya, which he will be able to do so in that late game. When he has ultimate, he can do so. But other than that very specific scenario, I don't really know. Because, like, who's he going for? He will probably focus Freya. Like, that's the biggest target, the biggest outlier,
Yeah.
Valentina or Freya, possibly. Depends who is more dodgy, who is more slippery and hard to catch. What are your thoughts, Scared?
I mean, with the Valentina pick, I know for a fact Boar's Gaming have kind of won this entire draft, right? Because now you can pick up the feathered airstrike if you want extra bit of range, or if you want, you can simply lock in the implosion as well, steal it away, and then keep the Farsa, Ixia, Hilda along with the Thamos in one single place. So yeah, I think so. I'm gonna go in towards Boar's Gaming for this one.
Boros Gaming is the safest bet. Running into the land of dawn. Bets are being locked in. And who am I going for? That's the question. I'm gonna lock in Tamus. I believe Tamus will make a crazy clutch outplay in the late game. I believe we will see something like what we saw with Onyx on M Series. Those are my words. Those are my statements before we hop into the land of dawn. And Scared, take it away.
Man, it's gonna be fun. Right now, it was the bot is where I'm seeing that aggressive play. Look at how fast Celia is playing. Already giving a ton of information out there to Dream and Boards Gaming. They've controlled the river instantly. Clearing out the mid wave. Now want to go in for the invade as well. Suzune, if she misses out on this bear crab, that means she's going to be denied level 4 if she doesn't take up the bottom creep. And oh my god, look at Boards Gaming. They're so good. Instantly getting that macro up in progress.
Oh, Piek, no. Is it Piek? It's Piek, right? Am I reading that right? I mean, I'm not even sure about the letters. What is that font, man?
It's alright. It's alright. I believe she's. It's either Makima or Vishama.
Yeah, I know. But how do you read
But
the name in
yeah,
the game? That's the big one.
call a farsa. At this point, just call a farsa. Alright. On the back of that now, an early slight bit of lead of around 700 gold in favor of Boars Gaming. Oh, and they might want to go in a bit more aggressive here. And it's all thanks to the Khalid, right? Oh,
Freya?
look at Acelia!
Freya? She flicked? Nah, she got pulled? Slow? Is it enough? I'm not.
Nah.
It's not. She's out. She's out. Just like that.
Holy. Just look at how spacey she's playing, man. And this is the strength of the Freya which I was talking about. Yeah, Boars Gaming are controlling the entire map for now. And I don't know how Angels are gonna come back from this.
Well, and it will be even harder if your jungler will be the victim of this boars charging into your jungle.
Instantly taking out Sudzune there. She's not even got a level 4 right now, 2.5 minutes into the game. Feather airstrike.
Celine trying to make a difference. But the Khalid was able to flicker out of harm's way, and Tori, she was able to finish the job. And now there is Sudzun, and this Tamus, he is not bitey enough because this lava, it's not really boiling. This lava, it's like 200 degrees, maybe less, because this Tamus is not online so far.
Yeah, that's a bit of a Nerdy difference you've made there about the lava being 200 degrees. For the people out there, yeah, you need it to be a lot hotter for it to become a lava. But man, 3 minutes, look at bot.
Freya, she will splinter them apart, but no, she has been taken too soon for her liking because she wasn't quite able to finish the fight, but there is Leomorph who gets picked up by Piek. This Forza was able to clutch it, kind of taking the victory from the jaws of defeat here.
Yeah, Famitsu thought she could get those double there, but that did not happen. And man,
How did she
getting
die?
picked off out in the mid lane. Yes, it's Tori there, instantly finishing her off. She kind of did not recall and was pretty low in the HP. Tori just used the skill one there to finish that job. 19 more seconds for the turtle. Boars Gaming already with around over a 3k gold lead.
Illuvia. Turtle, second turtle could be spawning. Well, it will be spawning. The could should be asked if... Alright, let's phrase it differently. Should angels fight them? Because I don't think so. I think the answer should be no. But now Illuvia, she jumps in, she pulls them back, and there is the cloud formation. She is able to cause a big ruckus, but she's almost dead herself. Sudzune was able to be taken care of, and there is just Claude, who's been taken care of as well. 2 death members for the side of Angels and no single death for Boris Gaming. I mean, they had 2 deaths so far, but not a single death in this scuffle.
Shuri out there, already picking up the Malefic gun. She's the only win condition for Angels at this point. You've kind of lost that early game, so Sudzune would need to farm as quickly as possible. Farsa is the one who's been getting those couple of picks there, but still struggling to make that first item up top.
Terrified, just Claude, can she gets away? Oh, they're quite beefy.
Alright, surviving with this kind of a teeth there, thanks to the revitalize. That's gonna help us sustain, but look at bottom now.
No, this could be deadly, but the question is for Wu, because this Freya, she is looking like she likes her chances at 1v3. Shorish has been taken care of, and now the next on the chopping block is Celine, because this Freya doesn't even mind that she is targeting Tigreal, and now she will target Tamus. Tamus has been dealt with his 0-4, and it looks like it won't be Onyx on M-Series. Once again, I think this doesn't look good for Angels.
They're struggling a lot at this point, and this is the draft issue there. Early game, instantly controlled by Boars. They had everything under control, right? Clearing out the mid, taking the river, eventually going for the rotations. Tori, yeah, she's got the flicker as well.
Just Claude, she was there for the boar hunting season, but it looks like it's Freya hunting season. Not with Freya right now, it's Sora, but there's Khalid. He will try to turn the tide with his Sandstorm, but now this Khalid doesn't really pack that much of a punch. Is this Khalid with a Blade of Heptasis? Is he going for it, or is he tank? I'm not quite sure.
I think
could we see the items? Could we go over them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going full tank. And I like the semi-item builds there. Picks up the Fury Hammer for the extra bit of damage, and then she goes in for the Black Eye Shield along with the Silence Robe. So you've got extra defenses, and on top of that, you've got extra magic defense. So the Farsa is not hitting you as hard. And that is a smart microplay there. The only thing that you can do is try and use the Feather Airstrike to clear out the waves, but even that ain't helping.
Oh, there was an attempted play from Xona, but not really happening. Leo, he is waiting in those bushes. Let's hope the horse will not let him be known. No, the horse has been used, and Ixia needed to flicker out of harm's way. Shuri, again with no flicker for this third turtle. Leo getting pulled in, maybe he could be taken care of. Leo dashing around, keeping alive. No, not enough. Sudzune, she is there to deliver the rumble, and she is trying to do as much damage as she can before she gets taken care of. Double kill, but killing spree, it's for Freya. Freya will get pulled back in by Tigreal. It looks like this Tigreal doesn't just look good, but plays good as well.
Oh, Celine surviving till the very end. Went in for the Thunder Bell, though I would normally question that item, but since it's working out for her, you know what? I'm just not going to say anything there. Dominant size brought up as well to lower down the healing effects of Freya, Leomord, Sora, even Valentina per se. Sustaining
think
at the very end, and now you've also got the Sea Halberd picked up already for Shori. So she will be hitting that damage.
I think we might start to see eventually a little bit of a problem, and that is Sora going in. With that pull, back in, smack in. Celine, she's getting handled by Illuvia, but there is the fight. 5v5. Forza canceling her own ult because she can't use it. Celine, she has been dealt with, and now Just Claude will be taken care of as well. And it's 2 dead members for Angels. They are right now in the sky, floating on the clouds, trying to respawn, and only looking with the tears in their eyes. And thinking if Boars Gaming will take this Lord. And the answer is scared.
Yep. They kind of realized, right, that Celine was being a bit of a problem for them, especially with those implosions as well as the Sacred Hammer. So they instantly found her out when she was away from the team, kind of off position, and bursted her as well, while maintaining that gap, just to make sure that another 4-man implosion does not land, because with just that one setup, the lead was brought down to only 2k gold, which has now yet again increased to 5k. Angel should be able to defend though this one.
I think we deserve a little bit of a silent treatment to kind of get everything in there before last possible fight, because this has been quick. Shori, she's been dealt with. Sona, she will die for her actions, but Illuvia, she's been taken care of. That's very bad for Boars Gaming, because finally their necks has been broken, because I'm not sure if they have enough damage, but Leo, he will try to do so. Celine with a pull, no, on the bad side, and this implosion is not anymore available. And if Freya is alive, if Leo is alive, then the hope and chance for Boars Gaming to close this one out is still alive. Well, actually, looking now at it, I think I've been a little bit overzealous. I don't think this will be the end play. Actually, Freya.
Alright, that full barrage was actually pretty nasty there, instantly shutting down a Celia, who has been creating problems for Shori since the first minute mark. And they get the inhibit out there in mid though, but still Angels were able to defend. Now they can buy a little bit more time for themselves, at least for the next 1.5 minutes or so, till the Lord spawns. Now this is one thing which I always mention. When Ixia is back in her crystal, that's when she is at her strongest. Because now you can't dive her freely, and she's got a proper big range to clear out that AoE and those minions along with the Lord as well. So they should be able to take care of the next Lord as well, even if Boars Gaming secure that.
mlbb is kind of tricky in a sense where in a lot of other MOBAs, usually if you are able to push your opponents into their base, that kind of enables you to close it out. Whereas in mlbb, if you are able to push them into their base, that's just first part of your way to victory, because you still need to do the second, that will be the auto turrets, and the third, that will be the base crystal. And since base crystal and the towers do true damage, that's a big wrench into your gears, and it's definitely shaking things up as Sona is dancing right now. Ixia, this ultimate was quite crazy. I don't think she realized if she was in the right spot, but there is Khalid, he's been dealt with. Do they have enough damage? Suzune, she will try to make do so, but no, she's been dealt with. And there is Tori, she's ripping them apart with the rest of the team, flickering and getting Just Claude. Double kill. Actually, it's a triple if we consider Boars Gaming as one unit, because so far they've been moving as one unit. Tori and the rest will try to finish it, but I'm not sure if they have enough manpower. That manpower being the minions, of course. Celine will try to go for Leo, push him away. Yes,
wow.
I believe this has been a successful defense.
Celine is playing such a good Tigreal there, I must say. Taking the aggro away from Farsa, and then also making sure that Boars Gaming are not able to win the game, even though there was no feathered airstrike to clear out the minions. But the fight continues.
Oh, it truly restarted in a violent fashion here on the bot side. Leo Moore flying in. I'm not sure if you want to do that, but apparently Leo has a completely different idea about what is good and what is bad. Because Leo, he is still alive and 2 members already dead on the floor. And now Suzune, she will go here to just watch her dead bodies on the floor. Lord will go in the hands of Boris Gaming, but Angels, they are still willing to fight back.
Yeah, Shuri, not quite sure as to what her idea was at that very moment. Kind of open from multiple directions, eventually got taken down, and this has been happening time after time. She went in for the Sky Piercer instead of a Wind of Nature, and now she's kind of paying the price for that. It is tough when they've got 4 diving heroes right on top of you. Lord marching down from mid. All people back up in form with just 1 long flicker cooldown, that is of the Farsa. This should be fine, but the inhibitors should fall.
Oh, Sora, he's going in. He decided to pull 5-man, and they will try to finish the game. There is the Sandstorm. Luvia, she's been taken care of, but is it all right? I think it is, because you were able to push the Lord in, but Lord, he has been dealt with. It's just 3v4. Leo, he doesn't have his horse, so he needs to run back. This was quite an explosive attempt at closing it out. Tori,
it's not
she
yet
needs to flick
over.
out of harm's way. There is the Lord, sorry, not Lord, Leo Lord on his horse. Suzune, she will try to shred them, but no, she's been left there alone. Fumetsu.
Took so much out of them to just take care of one guy, and now you've also got to push out those waves and Crystalia. That ain't happening, Tori. So, burn. No, alright.
How did that last hit not connect? Did you see what I saw? That last hit on my screen connected. I'm so surprised.
It's alright. She was kind of out of the range there for the last one, so that's the only reason why she's standing. Otherwise, that lethal ignition would have been enough to finish her off too. Boars Gaming, even though they've caged down Angels, it still is not looking that easy to close this game out. Yes, that flicker shifting sky combination of Luvia was pretty good, but if Shuri has got her own flicker and you do not chain CC her into that position, she will run away. And as soon as she does that, the full barrage is going to be the big problem, because everyone on the side of Boars Gaming would want to club up together and then play. If they don't want to do that, Celine will make sure that she does that with that implosion. So you've got to be really careful next time you're going in for the engage.
Oh, absolutely. You should separate your own team into 2 or maybe even 3 groups, where you would have like 2, 2 and 1, or you would have like 2 and 3. You never want to stay close together, because as you rightfully mentioned, this Tigreal, he is on duty and he's ready to implode. Celine trying to fish for Zona. But what I wanted to mention before, and I think it's quite on point to mention it before possibly a last fight of this game, Boars Gaming, they are kind of on the squishier side if you think about it, because Angels in the late game, their team comp is very beefy.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? Fighters are kind of countered by those DPS burst kind of heroes who've got that big range. And hold on.
Oh, this is so bad. Celine, she needed to use her flicker to keep herself alive even. And now the dream about fighting them on Lord and taking the fight to them is lost. Now you need to defend and wait.
There should technically be a free Lord for Boars Gaming, unless Angels decide to go for and force a fight there. And they don't have any kind of positioning per se. No control of the map whatsoever. And look at the position of Sona. Alright, fine. She's okay. It's a free Lord. Just a bit of poke happening here and there, and that's about it. Now on the back of it, Angels, this one could be a bit more tricky. No more inhibitors available, so you need to have Shuri alive almost at every single second to make sure that you clear out that wave. The good thing though, cooldown of full barrage is pretty low, so you should be able to clear the first wave out, and once the Lord's been taken care of, and by the time the second wave shows up, your full barrage should be back up off cooldown. But yeah, again, for that, Shuri needs to stay alive. So this becomes a pretty crucial moment into the game.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, we might be looking at last moments of this game, and only person that can decide if it will be or not be is Celine and Luvia. Watch those two ladies play it out. Lord has been taken care of. It's basically that, and now Luvia, she misses. She hit only Ixia. I'm not sure if that's enough because they still pack a lot of punch. True damage, it's getting through. It's shredding everyone. The base crystal is defending itself, but I'm not sure if the players of Angels can defend themselves. The base crystal has been dealt with, and Boars Gaming are securing another victory on their belt, but not so fast yet. All right, it's still a BO3. Angels can come back.
For now, yes, but this victory is definitely a statement for Boas Gaming because they took control in the first second and did not let it go through till the very last. And I believe this has been what, somewhere around fifth map maybe that they've been taking consistently. They haven't dropped a single game here. So that's one of the big achievements out there for Boas Gaming lineup. Not losing even a single one of those games that they've played till now in this third best of 3 series as well. It kind of shows their potential, which is literally on next level.
Next level. That's a great way to put it. Let's see if Angels are able to level up and match that level, or if they will still stay a little bit behind in the terms of XP and not being quite able to reach that spot. Looks like Boars Gaming are equipped with those epic legendary gears. They still have that edge on Angels.
I mean, that's one of those things, right? Because let's be honest, Angels, their microplay was pretty decent. Sure, it was getting caught multiple times, right?
Yeah.
As much as I would like to say that it was the draft scenario where you've got a surprising Sova Flicker Shifting Sky combination, and then you've got the Valkyrie's Descent as well on top of you, which you have got to kite around, and Ixia is not good at kiting around at all, if anything. And then you've got the Leomord hopping onto you with the Phantom Steed along with Barbiel. It is tough to run away from all of that. And that's exactly what we saw, right? Even during that first Lord defense, you clearly saw the position, or rather the second law that was, you saw the position of Sona, or rather Shori, behind her crystal. And even at that position, she was not technically safe because when everything was done, the Khalid jumped on top of her and just finished her off, right? The good thing was Farsa got a double, and that's what they were able to defend. But that was not the story of the last Lord.
Well, let's have a look on those lovely groups. Group A, Group B, Zero Vision at the top. Boars Queens there right beside them. Low-key Monsters with that 1 point. But Boars Queens are looking better off because they only played one game, so they can still obtain a lot of points. Whereas if we look at Group B, that we just witnessed the first game of this BO3 of Boars Gaming and Angels, as I rightfully mentioned, Angels, they had their first game, not only on the stream, but all together, right? So I don't know if they've been playing for some time or if this is a new team. But as you said, Scared, I really like the micro, but the macro and the positioning, there were the problems. I accept and I agree with everyone probably thinking that one. Think about Sora. Yes, it's hard to play into him. Yes, if he has the flicker, and especially if it's Luvia, let's be absolutely honest, it's hard. And especially with Vixia, it is. But at the same time, some of the times she wasn't quite in the right spot, and you have to respect the range. Because Sora, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. That's what he's made for.
That's the thing, right? But here's the thing. Out of the groups that we were actually seeing, we've also got Group C and Group D with just 3 teams in each. Bows Divine, Crimson Onyx, and Witch Please. While on the other side, we've got Foot Esports, Bringing Bad, and Sphinxes. We're going to see the game between Bringing Bad and Sphinxes right after this one. So it's going to be an interesting one there. Now, this is for the audience. The top 2 teams from Group A and B will qualify, while just 1 team from Group C and Group D respectively will qualify. That's going to be the top team in their respective groups. After getting those 6 teams, we'll also have 2 more teams which will be picked up based on different scenarios, right? You've got multiple things being mixed up in there. So based on all of those aspects, two more teams will be qualified. So the top eight will move forward towards the playoffs. So it's like a do or die situation right now for most of these teams. Angels in specific, I'd have to say this one matchup is going to be difficult. They can also look forward to the next few, but Sphinxes have got just one chance right now. They have to win it against Bringing Bad. Otherwise, things are looking pretty dire for them.
I agree. And what I would guess, what I would suspect is that even though we don't have all the details about the measurements, I would expect that it would probably be, just for the idea of audience, I expect it would probably be something like the fastest win, how many kills you got, probably it will be something like that. So just so you can imagine, of course it will be, I expect publicly stated eventually, but just so you know. Right now, what is important is those top 6 teams, as Scared lovely explained, 2 from AB, 1 per C, 1 per D group, and towards those 6, there will be the 2 more teams joining them. But of course, you want to have the golden ticket into Wonka's chocolate factory, so you want to get through the group. You want to get through the group stage. You don't want to risk it and wait for the chance. You want to make it yourself. And so far, Boars Gaming, they are truly making their way towards this.
True. I mean, yeah. That's one of the big things. And it's not just one roster of Boars, all 3 of them. Boars Gaming, Boars Queens, Boars Divine, all of them in their respective groups are going to be up on top. So it's going to be tough to face this lineup, but if you want to lift up the trophy, right, you know that you'd have to face them eventually in the future. So better late than never at this point. That's what kind of I think. And here's one of the big things, right? Angels, yes, they've kind of figured out what happened in that game number 1. It was kind of a draft issue as well. Now they've got a pretty good amount of time to work on. So I think so. It's going to be fun to see what they bring out in that game number 2. How would they be able to counter Boars Gaming? So it's all going to be fun. And I'm kind of excited to see how that one thing kind of pans out, right? And then we've also got Sphinxes taking on Breaking Bad there. All in the meantime, though, by the way, we kind of want to mention about the games that happened last time as well. Lovely Targets went up against Monsters. Monsters were easily able to close out that series 2-0. And then we had the very first 3-game series, Helicopters taking on Phantom, where Helicopters were the ones who won that 2-1. So all in all, it's been a pretty exciting week there, right? And I've been actually loving that. Warren, what about you?
Oh, absolutely. But I think our production would love for us if we announce what is to be announced, and that is that we should be having a break in some time, kind of soon-ish enough, because there are some technical problems that won't affect you truly in a big manner. The only effect that you will feel will be that the stream will go down for like 3 to 4 minutes or something like that. Like it's going just down. We need to make a restart of the whole device. That's what's gonna happen, and then everything is gonna pop back on. We will hop into the draft. That's what's gonna happen. So just so you know, you won't be caught off guard. So we will right around this moment probably be cut off, and we will hop into this break. And I think it will reconnect into the same stream on YouTube, right? Like it will be the same event, so it will be in the. So I think you can stay in the same YouTube stream in which you are right now, because I believe the stream should reconnect into the same YouTube stream. If you are watching on Twitch or anywhere else, well, that's easy for you, but just mention it for the people out here on the YouTube platform. And Scared, where is the break?
Yep, that's about it. That's about it. Here's the thing, Warren. This is how you do it. Learn it from me. All right, people, don't go anywhere. We'll be hopping back after a very short break. Stay tuned.